Hey guys, we're going to have some more fun with Audacity today. Today what we're going to do is turn your voice into an evil emperor's voice. So first, let's go ahead and open up Audacity. Make sure that when you get it open that it has the right microphone and speakers set, because if we don't do that, you will get no recording and you will not be able to hear it. So make sure if it's not showing you the correct headphone or microphone, go ahead and exit out and try it again. You can also bring this down. You will see that there might be a few selections down there for you to manually choose. It should pick up your stuff right away. Now, to begin with, we're going to record your voice, but we're not going to record it at a really high voice level. We're going to try to make your voice sound a little deeper. So again, we're going to need to do a little voice acting here. An evil emperor that I'm looking for kind of, is a little bit deeper in the voice and maybe a little more of an evilness to him, or a little sinister, mysterious thing. We're going to record something pretty innocent sounding, and we're going to turn it into something that might be a little more scary. So go ahead and record your voice saying either a favorite line or something that you've heard maybe off of cartoons or a movie or something. Remember, we're at school, so make sure it's school appropriate. And then we'll go ahead and have some fun with it. So I'm just going to do a real quick recording here. This is me sounding like an evil emperor. Notice I use kind of a lower voice. If you have a higher voice than mine, we'll show you how to compensate for that. So once we have a recording to work with, we're going to go ahead and grab a section of your recording. We're going to get rid of any background noises. So we're going to go ahead and click on Effect, and we're going to slide down to Noise Reduction. We're going to get Noise Profile. Now to select the whole thing, I could left click and then drag it all the way across, choose the whole thing, or I could actually just come over here and click on my little gray area off to the left, and it will automatically select the whole thing for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get that all selected. I'm going to go to Effect, Noise Reduction, and I'm going to click on OK. Now that should have reduced the background noises throughout the background. I've got a bit of a gap at the beginning, bit of a gap at the end. I'm going to select what I want to keep, and I'm going to come up here to my Trim Audio button, and I'm going to click on that. Takes off the excess that we don't want. But now I've got my recording down about 1.5 seconds into my sound. I don't want that. I want it back at the beginning. So I'm going to click on my Time Shift tool, slide it back up to the beginning. Now I'm going to click on my Selection tool. So there we go. We have a real basic. I'm going to play just a little bit of this so you can hear that I actually have it being played. I'm going to maybe turn down the volume just a little bit. This is me sounding like, not much of an evil emperor sound, is it? So we're going to go ahead and add in some bass and treble right now. So I've now selected my whole recording. I'm going to go to Effect. I'm going to come down to Bass and Treble. And this is where I'm going to turn the bass all the way up. So make sure that this bass slider is all the way maxed. Make sure your treble slider is in the middle at 0. And then you'll go and click on OK. Now we've changed the sound a little bit. We'll listen just for a moment. This is me sounding like. Now you'll notice that my the bass sound in my voice got more, and I had less treble in there. That's the higher sounds. And this time we're going to duplicate this. We want to actually add a couple tracks here. So I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to come down to Duplicate, or you could press Control D. And now I have 2 of these. Well, I'm going to go ahead and work on the first track. So select the first track, and I'm going to select the effect called Change Pitch. Now I'm going to change the percent of my pitch, and my voice is kind of deep, so I'm going to go down about maybe 20 or 30 or so. And if you have a higher voice than mine, you might want to bring that percent change down even more, depending on how deep you want your voice to sound. And I'm going to remember this number because we're going to use this again on the other track, but we're going to do half of this number. So remember that number. So I've got 30, and I'm going to click OK. Let's go ahead and mute the duplicate. Let's select my first track. I'm going to play that, and let's see what we got so far.
This is me sounding like an...
Okay, so you can hear that the voice changed dramatically that time. So we're going to unmute the bottom one, and I'm going to select the bottom, the duplicate track, and I'm going to put the same effect on. I'm going to change pitch, but this time, remember I did it down to -30? Well, this time I'm going to only go to -15, which is half of that. Click on OK. Let's listen to the whole thing.
This is me sounding like an evil emperor.
It almost sounds like we have two different voices speaking at the same moment. That's because we have a very deep voice and a little higher voice, so we get that kind of double voice kind of sound there. But we're going to add some effects to the second clip as well. We're not just going to stop there. We're going to add a phaser effect. So we're going to click on Effect, and I'm going to come down here to Phaser. And this time, we're going to want to make sure your stages is maxed when you first start this up. Doesn't matter where it's at. Make sure that your stages is maxed. And max your dry wet as well. It could be anywhere in here when you first open it. Make sure it is maxed. Now for your LFO, we're going to grab and we're going to make both of these settings as low as possible. You may have it up in there, wherever. Make sure it's all the way slid down, and make sure that your the other LFO is set down to 0 as well. And max out your depth and put your feedback at 0. And I'm going to click on OK. We're going to go ahead and select that. Now let's go ahead and rewind and see what we've got.
This is me sounding like an evil emperor.
Okay, so that's how we can make you sound like an evil emperor, and you can go back through here and play with some of those effects and see if you can get something that you like even more than that, or we can go back in and we can add some more effects. Some of these kind of wipe out some of the sound to it. I noticed when I was playing around and I came back in here and I added a reverb, it kind of actually made it sound a little bit more pleasant, but you can go through here and choose some more and play around, see if you get something that sounds a little bit more to your liking. So that's how you can turn your voice into an evil emperor. Go ahead and get that set up with some sort of saying, and don't forget you want to export your audio. Make sure it pops out as a wave. You don't want to select any of the other types. Go ahead and make sure it says wave. Click on save, and then go ahead and upload that in your Schoology assignments. So go ahead and take care of that. I hope you enjoyed turning your voice into an evil emperor, and have fun with it.